In the news tonight, passenger dies in Ramveld accident and US $28 million modern building design for Brigdan Police Station to be completed in 30 months.
So what we want to do is to move as much of the services from Eve Leary into this new facility that we are building here.
A 51-year-old of Samata Point on the east bank of Demerara lost her life early this morning on the Ramveld Public Road just outside of the police station. The woman, Sarah Wilson, was seated in the front seat of a minibus bearing registration number BHH 8451 when the driver of a speeding car lost control and collided with the minibus. According to a statement from the police, Priam Sicharan, the 29-year-old driver of the motor car bearing registration number PAD 2018, was negotiating what has been described as a slight bend in the road when the car came into contact with a pile of sand on the roadway. Subsequently, the car toppled several times before coming to a stop when it collided with the front of the minibus. Following the collision, Wilson, the driver of the minibus, 54-year-old Roald McKenzie, and several other persons were rushed to the hospital. Wilson was pronounced dead on arrival, while the others are being treated for their injuries. 2 years after the Brigdan Police Station was destroyed by a fire, a spanking new structure is set to be built at the same location. The sod was turned this morning for the US $28 million construction of a modern police structure, which is expected to be completed in 30 months. Speaking at the ceremony this morning, President Irfaan Ali said the building is an example of his government building into the future today.
So digitization, automation, infrastructure, service, and people are the forefront of what we are doing in building into the future today. So what we want to do is to move as much of the services from Eve Leary into this new facility that we are building here. Because we want to free up Eve Leary to be primarily the police academy, to support the work that we are going to do in building out a world-class, state-of-the-art police academy to serve all of this region. We are building a police academy to serve all of this region. When I said our prosperity must lead to the regional prosperity, this is what I meant. Building our capacity to be leaders not only in Guyana but in the region, so that we can have officers, we can have youngsters joining the police academy here in Guyana and then working throughout the region.
The President also gave an insight into some of the plans in the pipeline for the Guyana Police Force.
Because in the Guyana Police Force alone, I want to give you an understanding of what we're doing. We are building out for the first time a Marine division that would be capable of utilizing our river asset in crime positioning, crime fighting, and proactive intelligence work. So right now we're in the process of acquiring state-of-the-art marine asset to support the work of the Guyana Police Force. Outside of this, we are building an air capacity and capability for the Guyana Police Force that will be integrated with the Guyana Defense Force, because we're going to move a lot of our air capacity and capability to the new hangar at Ogle that the Guyana Defense Force is constructing and rehabilitating right now. We hope in that hangar to not only add to the air capability and capacity of the Guyana Defense Force, but to add two modern pieces of equipment to support the air division of the Guyana Police Force that includes chopper, that includes drone capability, so that it will further enhance our crime fighting capability and advanced capability.
Minister of Home Affairs Robeson Ben, speaking at the ceremony, said there were failures which resulted in the fire that destroyed the Brigdan Police Station.
We determined that we will move ahead to something new here. Unfortunately, it forced upon us a capital infrastructure in an unplanned way. And it happened because there were failures at the management level, the middle management level, in respect of the people we manage, in respect of the people we have to secure. And we have to look at this particular issue and to learn from this issue. There were failures, and the failures led us to this terrible loss and tragedy on the day. There were firefighters in distress, there were policemen and women in distress trying to save stuff, government equipment, trying to save cars burning, documents burning. McBean was on the site too, after having perhaps said to me things are under control, but with the high winds on the day, there was not much could be done with these old wooden buildings and the challenge which we had on that day.
According to Minister Ben, crime in Georgetown is defined in many ways. He noted that we are at a defining point, not only in terms of the building, but specifically in relation to how the police engage. The contract was awarded to Arbasu and Sons Construction in collaboration with Shing GN Group Company, Guyana Incorporated.
And taste you will never decline. Extra lemon and lime. It's the two combined. It's one of a kind. Extra lemon and lime. Extra lemon and lime. Taste the citrus in every sip.
GCOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. Anyone who will be 18 years or over by December 31, 2023 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more is eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GCOM has posted a preliminary list of electors, PLE, at popular locations in all the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check whether your particulars or that of other electors are accurate. You can object to anyone who you believe does not qualify for inclusion in the OLE. To do so, you must be listed in the same divisional list as the person you are objecting to. Visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to make an objection. The objections aspect of this exercise will end on Monday, the 22nd of January 2024. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
I am Avinash Narayan.
First met Avinash through one of my friends, and it was an instant meeting between two souls.
Crystal is a genuine person. She loves fashion.
He's one of those souls that once you meet him, it's hard not to love him.
My grandmother, my mother, and her eldest sister, they were seamstresses. And I guess that's where my inspiration came from. It was very hard for me coming out to my family. Back then, being gay wasn't accepted. There is still a lot of stigma and discrimination attached to us. But at the end of the day, I'm human just like you are.
It's important for me to be an ally on such an important topic because he's my friend. He's also a human being and everybody needs support.
The police are in search of a 36-year-old Haslington East Coast Demerara businessman in connection with the killing of a 29-year-old laborer. The Forces Communications Department in a press statement identified the deceased as Otis Himchan, who reportedly lost his life over a misunderstanding about a cell phone. That incident occurred at approximately 21 hours on Saturday. It has been reported that Himchan and his alleged killer were involved in two altercations, with the latter seeing him being stabbed to his upper left side chest. He fell on the ground, after which the suspect escaped. His sister Maniwali said her brother died from a stab wound to the chest. She related to reporters what was told to her of the incident.
I was sleeping and I got a phone call, and the girl told me she brother came in and said he just saw Otis lying in the scheme, like he gets stabbed and like he done dead already. So I was so confused and I called my other sister, wasn't getting through. Then when I called back the girl, she said they're over there. So I called my father and he said, let me try and take him to the hospital. So by the time I had to go over there, my next sister called and said he's already dead, so they cannot move the body. But we go with me the ambulance, the police phone. He and the boy they had the drinking beer, and the boy took away his phone, break up the phone, and he confronted the boy. He asked him why he do that, but like my brother was a little bit high, right? And he ride away with the bicycle, and then he come back and he give him one stab. When we go there, his body was lying there. I'm like, to me, notice like he died much more earlier there, but like nobody really noticed. I need justice for my brother because he was murdered. This is the first time out of 21 children we are losing our brother like this. He was murdered like a dog and leave there. So we need justice for him. He don't trouble nobody. He don't thief, he don't rob. He work hard for what he wants. So why would you kill him and break up his phone? He's a bully.
The 29-year-old was rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. A post-mortem examination is to be carried out on the body to determine the exact cause.
I'm Anshul. I'm the manager over here at Brooklyn Institute of Vocational Training. We provide home health aid training here. For that, we have flexible classes, which includes morning, evening, and the weekend class. You can choose any class, whichever is convenient for you. Also, this career is now at the peak. This career pay rate increases from 1909 till up to 2109 now. I speak different languages, which includes Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, Bangla, and our certificate is recognized all over the New York because we are licensed from Board of Education. Once you graduated from our school, you can work with any agency anywhere in New York. Our address is 110-05 Liberty Avenue, Queens. Guys, I know the name is Brooklyn Institute, but we are located in Queens. I repeat the address, 110-05 Liberty Avenue, Queens. 11419 is our zip code, and my number is 929-386-0092. If you have any questions, you can always call me and I will be happy to answer all your questions. Don't forget to check our website www.mybrooklyn.institute.com. Come join our school and get home health aid certificate, as we like to believe changing lives one student at a time.
To tell you about my mom and how I lost her, it was a very hard reality for me.
I met Crystal through a friend who asked me to speak to her. The first time I saw her, my spirit just took a liking to her. I see Crystal as my daughter. I haven't given birth to Crystal, but I feel as if I do.
I felt alone. I got the support I needed from her.
I understand that Crystal was a lesbian. I choose to accept and embrace and love everybody. I'm a Christian and I believe we are all God's children. God loves everyone.
It's about time we all get educated enough to know that, you know what, everybody is just the same human.
She never questioned it. She just supported me right through it.
So I see her as a young woman full of potential.
Crystal and every gay and lesbian person should be treated with respect in Guyana.
GCOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. GCOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions for you to check if you are listed and if your particulars are accurate. If you will be 18 years or over by December 31, 2023, a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. OLE. For inclusion in the OLE, you are required to apply for registration if your name is not in the PLE, apply for a transfer if you have changed your address since you were last registered, apply for a name change if you have changed your name, or apply for a correction if your registration particulars are incorrect. Any person applying for a change or correction in his or her particulars must provide the relevant original documents: birth certificate and deed poll in the case of a name change by deed poll, marriage certificate and ID card in the case of name change by marriage, divorce absolute in the case of a woman who was registered in her married name but who is now desirous of returning to her maiden name, birth certificate, adoption certificate, naturalization certificate in the case of correction of minor clerical errors. Visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of the transactions. The claims aspect of this exercise will end on January 15, 2024. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
The United States Embassy in Georgetown today announced the arrival of Daniel Erickson, the U.S. Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Western Hemisphere at the U.S. Department of Defense in Guyana. According to the U.S. Embassy, while in Guyana, Erickson will meet leaders from the government of Guyana, the Guyana Defense Force, and the CARICOM community to discuss the defense and security partnership between the United States, Guyana, and the region. Also here in Guyana is former U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Commenting on the visit of the two personnel, President Dave Finali said Pompeo's visit was a private one. He also commented on Erickson's visit.
I think Secretary Pompeo is on a private visit and we have a courtesy discussion. You know, Secretary Pompeo played a very important role in ensuring that Guyana stayed the course of democracy, which was very, very key. When the last government tried to steal an election and steal democracy, you remember that? So he is visiting, so it's a courtesy meeting. Of course, he's very keen, he's always been very keen on the development of Guyana. I've seen him making many statements, even in the latest threat with Venezuela, making statements. I saw him on Fox News alluding to the issue. So his interest in Guyana and development of Guyana has always been very, very strong. In relation to the defense, the Deputy Defense Chief. Of course, I've made it very clear that we have a very robust partnership with the U.S. and with other partners, and the Guyana Defense Force is working ahead of pace, I would say, in building out this relationship, building out this structure. We're going to have greater integration, we're going to have consolidation of our resources, and we're going to have massive training opportunities and joint activities as we work together in building our capability and enhancing national and regional security.
The president spoke with reporters at the Breakdown police station this morning. Pompeo was Secretary of State in the Donald Trump administration. He previously visited Guyana while in office and held a number of engagements with President Ali and his government. For these and other stories, do visit us at our website www.rdproductiongy.com.